All right, guys, welcome back to We Are Dynamize. Just another day in paradise, chilling out here, hanging out, selling beans all around the world. You know what we're doing. But anyway, quick backstory. Brandon's finally getting surgery. He's getting surgery hopefully this Friday. He kind of got bruised up. Everyone knows that. He snapped his collarbone in half. For a little backstory, everyone that hasn't watched the first episode, Brandon snapped his collarbone. How are we doing over here, Brandon?
Like $1,000,000. Everyone loves a bone poking out of their shoulder, so yeah, I'm stoked to get this thing back in place. Couple of the plate and screws.
Yeah, what are you doing? Like, what do we have going on?
They're gonna put a plate all the way across it because it's broken in 2 places, and then they put 6 screws through it, and we're gonna be dialed in no time. Being an idiot.
Gonna be dialed in and feeling a lot of pain for this upcoming weekend.
It's gonna feel better though, man.
But yeah, real quick, we'll introduce the guest, special guest Brad Domke, right on. Professional surfer, skimboarder, kind of man of all trades, jack of all trades. What's up, man? How you doing? Doing good, bro.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
I'll just throw these things on right here.
Yes, sir. You're all good.
Oh.
But yeah, Brad, what's up, man? What's been going on? How you doing? I know we got a Panama trip coming up. When are we? You're heading out on what, Wednesday, right?
Yeah, there's a pretty big swell heading to the Caribbean, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know if it's gonna be really good, but I just hope it's gonna be big and perfect, and we're gonna just swing it and see what we can get. You know, it's been about a year, honestly. I've just been busy creating my brand with the Domke boards from
the Domke show, right?
Yeah, the surf, the skims, all of that. Like on top of that, just getting footage and just keeping the ball rolling. So this will be like the first trip that I've been on in like about a year.
Right on. So you're amping on. You're stoked out.
The froth is high right now.
Froth is high. Hell yeah.
I'm just trying to treat it as whatever, just go on a surf trip, no like high expectations, but yeah, the swell does look pretty good. So
no high expectations, but get back in the groove of things.
I'm definitely
get it all
looking
going.
At that forecast, but we'll see what.
Well, that's the joys of surfing. You never get the same wave over again. You can never predict it perfectly, and so that's half the hype around it. It's just
half the hype.
Exactly.
It's a waiting game and just hoping everything lines up. So.
No, I think he's gonna score. I think you're gonna get everything lined up. What's it looking like, 8 to 12 feet, something like that?
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
I mean,
hoping
high
for 20.
Expectations are it's all up to you. I'm just gonna keep it low and just hope for the best. Expect the worst, they say.
Yes, sir. So I mean, let's jump into it, dude. So you're from Florida originally, right? How is that? So you grew up in Florida. Did you start skimming first, surfing? How did it all start, man?
Florida's like a funny place. I mean,
for sure.
You got really small waves, really good waves occasionally when we have hurricanes or any kind of tropical.
Right.
Any kind
well, you were just there the past hurricane, right?
Yeah, I did.
It's kind of shitty.
It was kind of funny because I think this was the first time I actually ever went to Florida to just go surfing. I didn't even see my family. I went straight to Miami to
hopefully score.
Yeah, I had this I don't know. My buddy Marley, as you
guys know,
Marley, he lives in Miami, and literally the day before we saw that report, he was he was showing me all the footage of his good waves that he's gotten there about a year ago, and the next day we saw the report and we're like, well, this must be a sign, so we gotta go. And I brought my girlfriend Sarah, and we got skunked.
Got skunked,
but
right?
We had a good time. We also just had a good vacation, but. Yeah, like you said, the mystery of, going on a surf trip is you never know, but that's the whole fun in it. And the excitement there on the way there, I felt like I was going to score
mental
pipeline or something.
Yeah, mental waves in Miami.
Yeah, but that was my own, I guess so. That was the only surf trip that I went on this year, but I guess, I wasn't really counting that one because there were no waves.
Yeah, for sure.
But this will be definitely a nice tune-up to get started for 2020.
Definitely, man. So what part of Florida are you from? What?
We were talking about Florida as well. I'm originally from Bradenton, Florida, which is on the Gulf Coast of Mexico. That's where I was born and raised. And at about 13 years old, we moved to the east side to Vero Beach, which is right around Sebastian Inlet.
Yeah, I know where Vero Beach is.
That whole location, Central Florida. And, I think when you're from Florida, you kind of... You get in touch with all the boards because there's nothing full seasonal for anything,
Right. I mean, that's where Kelly Slater's from, right?
Yeah,
he's from Cocoa Beach.
Exactly.
So
it'll get so hot that you don't want to skate. You know what I mean? And there'll be no waves, so you can't go surfing. So what lies there? A skimboard. Because you can go to the beach and still kind of shred. So there was always that.
And didn't you learn skimboarding from one of your other buddies?
skimboarding definitely like came through my friends, but it was kind of funny. Like it wasn't like as if, you know, when you learn how to surf, you're like, all right, I'm gonna go learn how to surf. Your friend's gonna teach you, or whoever teaches you.
Right.
And then the next step is like you're gonna get a surfboard to go find waves, right?
Yeah.
Like skimboarding, it was like the first introduction of it all, like in life, would probably be like, you know, just going down to the beach with my friends.
Just kind of hanging out.
Yeah,
right?
just hanging out with like wooden boards and like just doing like sand sliding and stuff. You know, like that's
like flatland.
Yeah, it wasn't like a serious sport that someone was like, when you got the wooden board, like you didn't think like my end goal is gonna be like a carbon fiber foam board that's meant for the waves. Like, you know, like it was just kind of something we all did living on the Gulf Coast. Like being from the Gulf of Mexico, it's not an ocean, but there is surf.
Yeah.
Like Corey Lopez, Shea Lopez, those guys are all from the Gulf. And,
Right.
But you know, on the occasion there's waves, but when
how did it evolve for you getting out into the waves on a skimboard? Because I mean, everyone knows like your giant Puerto bomb.
How did it go? It's
like,
funny, like, so when you talk to, like, if I like literally like lay it down and like what happened, the first time I ever towed into a wave, it was on the Gulf Coast, and I was riding like a wave.
You towed in on the Gulf Coast?
Yeah, I did. Like
No
when
shit.
I was really young.
Yeah.
And like my friend Logan and trying to think who else was, like my buddy Joey, they were like really into fishing and stuff. So we would go to this one island called Egmont Key. It's kind of like a little secret skim spot. Like, it picks up a lot of swell for the Gulf. You know?
Right.
And we went over there, and I remember like we had the boat to get over there, and then we started towing around on the skim, and we're like towing in on little waves, you know?
Yeah.
And like we went and brought it back to Anna Maria, and they were always riding their boat around because they were fishing. And I remember one day they actually picked me up, and I like towed into a couple waves on the skimboard.
No shit.
At this.
How big were the waves?
But this wasn't like on the uprising of like learning to tow skim and like go for big waves, and like this was just pure fun. Like just like I was saying, like how we started, it was like on wooden boards just for fun. There was like all these little things that I did on the Gulf I didn't even know were gonna be like more serious one day in life. You know?
How big does it get over there overall?
On the Gulf Coast? I mean, from Texas all the way to like, you know, the tip of Florida, like there's been some pictures of like definitely like,
but it's so rare.
It's
so rare.
Definitely over like 6 feet and solid and like barreling. It happens, but very rare.
Right. I mean,
Gulf
Gulf
chasing
Coast
that
kids
hurricane.
will
love this. Like,
yeah, just like, chasing that hurricane.
I told you there's waves.
Told you there's waves, dude. 6 feet, fucking massive.
But it's really funny though, because like being from the Gulf, like, you know, like there was a lot of kids that were super into surfing, but like I said, the choice wasn't there in the summer, you know, and like
right.
And everybody had a skimboard, and it's like, you know, a few people took it serious, and like eventually they were having like skim contests, and I won a video called Magic Carpet Ride. It's an old skim video from 10th Street Bros, Bill Bryan and George Bryan.
Yeah.
And it came from Laguna. Like they made all their videos in Laguna. So
so you see this video.
Yeah, I saw this video, and I actually seen like real skimming.
Right,
know?
on waves.
No, but I
and
had
stuff,
already
like
been surfing. Like I already like was watching everything surfing. Like, you know, I was already like watching the Lost.
So how did it transcend? Because I know you were in Florida. You're born and raised in Florida, and then you started skimming in skimboarding competitions, right? Kind of like all around the world. Yeah. What age did you start entering competitions, and where did you transition from those skim competitions? I know, I mean, you and I have talked individually about it and stuff like that, but like when you stopped skimming, right, and then you were like, I'm going to surf the biggest waves in the world on a skimboard. Like, when did that click in, and like how was that process?
Just like, I think I just did so many skim contests.
It was just generic.
And I always had fun. Like it was always a fun thing. Like you get to see your friends, you go skim, maybe make a little bit of money, you know?
Yeah.
And like you do it for so long, and it kind of, you know, there's a time where you just feel like it's just you're gonna keep doing that. And then eventually I don't know, like the competitive side for me, like for the whole competition of skimboarding, I was more interested in finding like new waves. I was slowly like, you know, just shutting the chapter of like, oh, I'll run around and like, you know, skim against people for skimming. Like, you know, I'm going to try to like change this, and maybe we can open a bigger door and like, you know, throw some dice, and maybe something bigger will come out of this. And
Right.
I think something along with all my surf trips and just meeting different people from all board realms, like, definitely opened my mind that, like, even though there's really cool things happening in skimboarding, like on the sand and in Laguna, we still need to, like, spread the word, you know?
Yeah, it was kind of at a stagnant point, you think, where it was just...
You know, I think everyone does their part, and I just kind of found, like, something, like, I could just feel it. Like, I knew where my direction was going with what I wanted to do with it at the time. You know?
Yeah.
It's like anything. You do something for so long, and you do it so many times every way you can think of, like, you eventually, like, hit a part where you're, like...
You're bored.
Am I going to, like, maybe start something new, or am I going to try to, like, open a whole new door for what I'm doing that I haven't done. You know? So I think at the time I really felt that.
Okay.
And that I just slowly kind of, you know, I was about 25 I was 25 when I caught that biggest wave in the world on skimboard towing in.
Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. Let's pull that up. So
far, you know, like,
so this is Puerto Escondido
crazy.
right
I wasn't
here.
like, I didn't go down there for like that. Like, I guess I kind of did have that goal. Like, I knew it was going to be as big as it was going to be.
Tell everyone. So for everyone that doesn't surf and stuff like that.
This is the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy. I actually caught this wave first, and
then you caught a bomb.
Yeah, but
well, I mean, they're both bombs.
This is one of the bombs.
Okay, so before we even play this video, so you're on a skimboard. So everyone that's not familiar in the surf world, you don't have any fins. So you're finless surfing is what you're doing, and you're on a tiny skimboard.
The board weighs no more than 5 pounds, if not.
No more than 5 pounds.
Like.
So keeping your control is just mind blowing.
There's no fins.
Yeah.
It's under 50, about 50 something inches, 52 inches maybe, and not modified for this wave at all.
Right.
And.
Well, what's a normal board someone would be riding on this wave to give people a perspective
okay, yeah,
on
that's a good way to, you know, make an example of this. So that day probably people were on like somewhere between 9-foot boards and 10-foot boards surfing, paddling.
Yeah.
So like you'd want, if you were paddling for these waves, you'd probably want something between the 9 and 10
9 and 10 range for sure. You want
maybe even a little more.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little more. But so yeah, and I think most people these days are riding quads with those big boards. Like I've ridden some of the big boards and they've been quads, but so yeah, 4 fins, 10-foot, 9 to 10-foot board is what you would normally ride if you were paddling this way.
If you're paddling,
now if you were towing it on a surfboard, you could probably use like a heavier, smaller board.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a tow board.
Yeah,
you know?
tow board. Yeah.
So.
I mean, let's check it out,
that's
dude.
straps. That's a whole another story.
Let's check it out here.
So right here, I actually thought it was a left when I first let go of the rope, and then the thing started bending into a right.
Yeah.
And I just soon realized there was nothing for me there. So I was just like, all right, gun it straight and get low and get away from the impact that's about to like crush on my head.
Goodbye, Brad.
Yeah, and honestly, it got me really good, and it was one of the hardest swims of my life.
So here's the.
But that was the first wave.
That was the first wave.
And then David Langer, he found my board. Like, luckily he found my board because honestly, it went way down the beach, and I swam in, but like, I would have never got this wave if he didn't go look for that board.
And he got your board.
He went and got my board, and we met back up on the beach. Everything was all good, and then we looked out and we're like, I was pretty stunned on that wave I went on going straight, like really stunned, and I just seen it was still glassy out there, and it was like, we're not done here.
We're not done. Yeah, you got your board back, and so this is you. This is the second wave.
Yeah, so we went back out. David Langer found my board. I swam to the beach.
Yeah,
made it to the beach. We got back out, and this is the one we got.
This is the wave for everyone.
Mount Everest ain't got shit on me.
Fucking
and that's
massive.
The land angle.
Ain't got shit on me.
Such a mental wave.
But I'm just saying, like, that last angle, Dylan was actually, like, I don't know how many stories up, but he was, like, 3 or 4 stories up in a building to film that
angle?
And that other angle was, this is another angle. That low angle, though, was, like, filmed from the lifeguard tower, I think.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that wave was, like, to this day, I, like, you know, all the things I've chased and fun stuff I've had to, you know, like just trying to find water in a board.
Yeah.
Like that was like
So
one of the biggest surprises of my life.
Like, 100%. I think
everyone
getting
to the beach there, like I honestly, I was done after that wave.
Yeah, everybody was shocked.
No, like I didn't even want, like, obviously who wouldn't want more, but like everybody wants, like, oh, I want another wave or whatever. But like I was like, I just wanted to like stop on that memory. And I was like, let's go to the beach. I know that wave was like something else, like more special than like to keep even surfing or skimboarding today.
Right.
Toe and skimming, whatever, but like, no, that day I'll never forget. But it's just, it's a very monumental wave and thing for me because it really broke open like a lot of doors, not only just like for people to see what I'm doing, but like connections around the world and just like, like I think it's cool, when you go around the world and people kind of know what you're there for and they know you're serious about it, and like you can feed off their passion too, and they get excited when, I think, a lot of people get excited when like,
you're innovating.
Yeah, like if you're coming into their world and you're doing something innovative, like who doesn't want that? I love meeting people like that.
Pushing limits and living life.
Yeah, exactly. So like it's definitely was a blessing to get that wave, and I think it just opened a lot of, I've
I mean, what opportunities, like what doors did that open? Kind of like everything?
That door was like pretty crazy because like,
I mean, let's talk about the Domke show.
Yeah,
dude.
the Domke show, like
your
the
brand
last,
starting up because of that wave.
It like mostly been busy. Like it's crazy. Everyone's like, oh, start a YouTube page, this and that. I actually do have a YouTube page, and it is going, but a lot of it's been from footage I've used from my TV show that went to Brazil that never really got to be seen in America and stuff. So like, we slowly kind of pieced like that, like the Domke show from Brazil and like put it on the YouTube videos slowly. But I don't know. I'm kind of like finding myself now like meeting a point where I want to be more involved on like the YouTubes, the vlogs, the Instagram.
Yeah, just being more active, showing
like
people
more personable with my social media. Like instead of like the last 4 years, everything I've been pretty much working on when it comes to media would be the Domke show and for Channel Off in Brazil. It's
so what is the Domke show? Yeah,
so I kind of skipped a couple things, but the Domke show is a TV show that I host and pretty much created with my producer Enrique Daniels in Brazil for basically they just followed me. Like I just basically, they would give me some filmers, and most of the time Dylan would come with me, who filmed my wave in Puerto. Yeah. He's like my best friend who I filmed with for like the last almost 8 or 9 years.
Okay.
And the people that they would send to me, we would pretty much I would just pick destinations I would think would work with either doing like step-offs, toe-ins, skimboarding, anything I saw that would be like something new and exciting that would be like I kind of thought would be something worth filming for TV. Mm-hmm. That's just pretty much how I created it. There is, like, it's kind of hard to explain because there really wasn't.
I mean, didn't you travel around the world?
Yeah,
right?
it was just
gnarly waves and just kind of you doing your thing, right? Because I mean, I know you went to like Cyclops. You went.
Yeah, that was actually before the episode. That was actually before the episode.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I just did that because I wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like the TV show came the next year.
So do you think the TV show really like elevated your
It made me like
overall presence?
Yeah, it made me like it definitely was like it was definitely like this invisible influential thing that happened to me because I just started like taking my own mind and going, okay, you have this show and you have 10 or 12 episodes, like, all right, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? And like when I would go there, I would just kind of create it and see the vision as I'd go and like just live normal and just have like a good surf skim trip and just try to keep it positive and like think of cool things we can do and catch it on film. But it's a little bit like more difficult than it sounds for sure, because not because of just like making a TV show, but using the skimboard wherever I wanted, It wasn't like I had visions every time I'd go somewhere, but it wouldn't be like that easy to like, tow Nazare or like, get to a wave.
Well, it doesn't always plan out. I mean, just like talking about the Panama trip, like
a lot of people are surfing a spot that I had the dream to do step offs at, and I can't really do step offs because there's a lot of people out there, and I don't want to bail my boards because there's a time and place for that, and that's another thing. The board transfer was kind of coming into my life when I got the show, and it was great because I was thinking these people, they get Canal Off, Channel Off, they give me this TV show, and they're so stoked, oh, you towed the gnarliest wave, and I'm just they wanted a TV show out of me, and I was oh, well, it's not 50-foot Puerto every day, we can't just capture that all the time.
Shit. Every fucking time.
It's hard, I see where they're coming from and where they see it, and I'm dang, this is gonna be I gotta either step it up or equal out or so I think that gave me a lot of influence instead of not having anything those next few years and just creating my own trips. I had deadlines for these shows, so I was going on these trips and I was gonna create and I was gonna try to get the best clips I could get there, whether it was gonna be good there or not,
Yeah.
But we did good. We did good though. We made a bunch of episodes.
Let's take a second to talk about step offs. Okay. Were you the first person to do that in the industry, or
so paddle skimboarding has been going on for some time. Chris Henderson, he's a old school legend that is from Laguna Beach. He actually used to go to Pipeline, and I go to Hawaii, and all of them vouch for him, and they say he used to paddle pipe and stuff with the skimboard, and he's a great athlete. And this is before your social media and all the filming and everyone trying to get the clip and stuff. Yeah. But I've heard enough proof that he was paddling at Pipeline with his skimboard and catching pipe waves without the soft top,
Okay.
So when I was 15, 16, or no, even younger, even on the Gulf Coast, I started paddling the skim because I was so small, bro, at the time, and even those little waves I could paddle in on the skim and stand up and surf down the line, but that was nothing I was taking crazy serious. It was just I said,
so
I didn't
talking about the board transfers, what is a cool video to show everyone what a board transfer is?
Let's see here.
What do we got going on here? Insane barrel ride.
Scroll down. A lot of these are toe-ins and paddling. See, that's where I was getting at, is a lot of what I did before the soft top thing. I was just paddling my skim.
Oh, here's a step off right here.
Waves.
Board transfer to skimboard POV. That's perfect. Just to show everyone
exactly
It's
funny though, because I would never do a step off like this one you're about to show right here.
Really? Why is that?
I just don't do it like that anymore. This is when I was learning.
When you were still learning, little learning curve on it.
This was still in the learning curve right here.
See if we can load this bad boy up.
So yeah.
So you were picking it up.
I would never do it like that anymore. I have it just kind of sitting under my chest, and I just kind of stand up,
spin,
and I just jump on it like a surfboard, and then your weight and just in general that you're not connected onto the soft top very grippingly. It comes off. It just it just kind of teeters off as you stand on the board. It just, and then if you right when your board hits the water on a skim, you don't have any drag, so you can almost engage your rail immediately.
Right.
You feel?
Yeah, 100%.
But before that, almost all the way till I was about 25, right before I started the TV show, was when I was I seen my friend Max Bourne. He's
I know Max. Yeah. Maxwell, right?
He lives in Oahu.
Yeah, you just moved to Oahu.
So Max is
I met him super funny. I met Max
in Hawaii
4 years ago in Hawaii. I saw him skimboarding a beach called Sandy's.
Okay.
And he hit a backflip on his skimboard.
Oh yeah. No,
and I was
he's a pro skimboarder.
I know. I was yo, this guy fucking rips. And at that time, I was big into videography and shit. And I was I gotta get a couple clips of this kid.
Oh,
so I went up and met him and stuff. And I've run into a bunch of times, right? But yeah, no, super chill dude, super cool kid. I think he hangs out with Jamie a lot now, right? I think so.
No, he's
just a kook, He likes to do wild shit.
Yeah, no, Max Bourne's the man. He has definitely influenced me a lot because
That's sick, yeah.
he was doing the step offs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like it was kind of funny because I was at a point though where like I was just paddling my skim, you know? And almost in my head, I was actually saying to myself, I was like, it doesn't count if you do a step off.
Right.
You got to paddle the skim.
Yeah.
You know? But then after a while I go, you know, this board isn't even an inch thick. And it's like 52 inches. This is like body surfing. Like, you know, the board's really good for waves. So maybe that soft top is like kind of clutch. You know? Maybe like it'll get in the spot of the wave and you're not wasting all this swimming energy that you would if you skim surfed, you know? And like I tried it out and it was in Hawaii when I started doing it and I was kind of like hooked. It was just all around fun. Like not even just like more
what even
efficient.
Looks, I think, even more like badass from the viewer's
perspective
because
you're
transferring from one board to another board that's a lot smaller.
Well, and it gives you so much more opportunity because you have time to pop up quicker
compared
to
like,
paddling. It's such a later drop.
It's almost like an organic way to toe in.
Like,
on your skim.
Yeah, exactly. Because
skim.
Honestly, when I get off the soft top, I'm on the wave a little bit earlier. I mean, honestly, you can take off late too.
Mm-hmm.
You can take off kind of whenever you want. But if you really want to like, you're really just trying to accumulate as much time on this wave as you can.
So you're just waiting out the back.
Pop off quick. Yeah. You wait out the back. You're sitting on the soft top, so you can see waves coming. You know, there's a lot of
I just imagine you're waiting out the back and you're already on the wave, transferred onto your skim before it even throws. Because you're on the skim, you're already standing. Yeah.
Like if you watch like Jamie O'Brien when he does it, like he's fully catching the wave, surfing the wave with the soft top,
and then
grabbing the surfboard, and then transferring into the wave. With the skim, the soft top doesn't even need to catch the wave.
Yeah,
it'll literally pop out the back.
Exactly.
Almost every time it does that. Sometimes I choose to like wait on it and like, because I'll know like, all right, there's a set coming. People are gonna go on that one. And the shore's right there, so I'm gonna go a little longer so the soft top goes to the shore.
Yeah.
But if there's like nobody behind me and like I'm kind of sitting out the back, like I'll just let the board go out the back because it'll go even further out, and then I'll just swim for it.
Yeah.
Granted, there's like people are like, isn't it more work? You use two boards, and it kind of all equals out.
I think it's a lot.
It
looks sicker, and I think it's probably more fun is skimming waves. You know.
It's just like.
I feel like there's more opportunity on a skimboard than on a surfboard.
You can't go to any surf spot and paddle out and run onto the wave, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're like Stab, where they make the dock 2.0 and they like get a bunch of surfers in a floating dock.
Oh yeah, we're doing that at some point.
So it's almost like your own personal floating dock. You know what I mean? That's what it really is. It's like, you know, like you're surfing waves that you would use shortboards, but the softboard is like MacGyvering. I mean, not MacGyvering, but navigating around to, you know, catch
any wave you want. The most prime wave on a skimboard.
Yeah, so it's cool. I like it. It's fun.
Let's go off topic for a minute here. Let's talk about your company, like the transition in boards and why you've kind of changed things from the last 10, 15 years or however long you've been skimming, the shapes, the design, and what truly makes you unique on that end. I don't know if you're open to talking to that kind of stuff or...
So the Domke Show is like, right now that's the name of my website, thedomkeshow.com. We're making surfboards, softboards, skimboards, and, you know, we're just adding on things as we go, honestly.
Yeah, you even made sponges,
right? It's just, you know, I just came to a point where, you know, like, you know, there's different assets of people, of what they want out of surfing and what they're doing for surfing. You know, like, you got your World Tour surfers, right? You got your, like, your free surfers, your longboarders, the foil boarders, aerialists, you know, pro skimboarders who do the world tour. You know, it's not very real yet, like being a free skimboarder. You know, I think like I've kind of like, for myself in my career, I've kind of created that, you know, but it's not really an existing thing.
Is that what led you to make your own company, though? I remember we've talked in the past.
It's just, you come to a point where it's just
what's your own design, you know, for your type of
wave.
wave.
I have my own vision for like just everything I do, like when it comes to how I ride my waves,
right?
Where I want to ride the waves and what kind of equipment I want to use, you know. So I just kind of felt like, you know, as an athlete and someone that's just I'm just so into skimboarding and surfing that
Right.
that's the next step I want to be like very good at, is creating my own boards and dialing, equipment that ride all these waves that I love, and just, knowing that it's coming through my source. And it just something in my heart told me to start my own company, and it can go so many directions. I just have like, I want to be a part of something involved in the surf culture and always having fun and, creating positive things that we can do to keep this, like,
Well, I think it's
fun
really
and
cool and unique. I mean,
catching
obviously,
waves all the time. All
obviously
the
you
time.
started from skimboarding, but you're actually a rider yourself.
Yeah.
So you're able to put your designs and your head and your imagination into these boards that you're
It's
creating.
been crazy. The addiction's been making our boards.
Well, a lot of
and
the
going
skim
straight to the
companies and stuff,
beach.
like they're
Yeah,
not
like-
actual skimboarders. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And shout
like
out to
some
them.
are,
They
some
make
are,
sick
some
boards,
are,
but
some are. Like shout out to Exile Skimboards. They supported me for years,
Right.
and they still make great skimboards, and they still are they're still making good skimboards today.
Yeah,
but it's just, like surfing. There's more than one surf brand and many good surfers, right?
Right,
So
right,
it's
right.
just everyone has their own vision, and I want to start my own company, and I've definitely actually changed a lot of my skimboards that I can't even believe how much I've changed out of it since I've started my own company.
Yeah.
As in back in the day, like Exile, they make great boards. I'd kind of just, put my faith in them, and it always worked out,
Mhm.
but like it came to a point where, I started riding waves, doing step offs, toe-ins, and I'm realizing, the approach to these waves is completely different than from the beach,
Right.
So, having my skimboarding knowledge from the beach and this as well, it's kind of like I felt just to a point where I was like, wow, I've done all this work to achieve this feeling to where I really want to change my equipment and create my own
Well,
brand.
it's like let's take it to the next step.
Yeah,
And with your own
exactly.
equipment, your own creative juices flowing, you can take it to
Yeah.
that next step and. I mean,
and only
pinch the
you
tail
know
in,
how
or
many
you know
waves
what I mean?
you've ridden and what you're looking for out of it and stuff. And it just came to a point where I've accumulated all these spots under my belt to where like I know I want to be more hands-on with my creations more than ever.
Mhm.
And so I made my partner Damian Bronner, he makes surfboards as well. He already has his own surfboard brand, and they make great boards. It's more like classy, old school style longboards, really nice glossed, good paint jobs, just really all together nice boards.
Yeah, just all around.
And me and him, he really took a fascination to skimboards, and I was really like interested in his perspective with being a surfboard shaper, glasser, sander. He does it all as well, and he's been teaching me a lot. And he's got the surfing background, and just to mix ideas with somebody that has such a background with all the materials that we need to use for skimboarding, and getting his feedback on what we should do with what I already know of my equipment. It's just been a good learning process, and I think everything's happening for a reason, and
100%.
we're slowly
Yeah, it's coming together.
yeah. And I've been riding my skimboards for almost over a year now, and I'm like, it hasn't.
You're psyched on it.
Yeah, I'm psyched on my boards, and they're getting better and better. And
Plus,
So
it's
this-
I don't.
yeah, you go ahead,
I'm
Brandon.
not looking to.
So this is your first
Change it.
real trip that you're gonna be able to use your board. So you're
That's
You're
true.
amped.
That is true. Yeah.
So this is gonna be the first trip out, like a first surf skim trip that I've used my board, definitely. So hopefully it's.
Oh, with all your new
everything-
boards. I mean, I know
yeah.
you have a brand
Yeah,
new
no,
quiver
I
and
got
stuff. So
brand new surfboards, Domke boards, and brand new skims. It's gonna be a full pretty much my first trip of my boards.
yeah, equipment
that'll be cool.
tester
Yeah.
/
Pretty
good
rad.
surf trip.
Pretty,
Hopefully.
pretty excited for this one.
Yeah, and then I mean, I know you got a super sick filmer coming with you on this Panama trip.
My
and
buddy Rafosky, he's from
Yeah.
Brazil. I actually, out of doing my show in Brazil, the Domke show, he was one of the filmers that worked for the channel Canal Off. Channel
yeah.
Off.
Yeah,
They call
yeah.
it Channel Off, Canal
well,
Off.
it's an action sports show.
Yeah, in Brazil.
In
Like
Brazil.
Gabriel Medina, he has his own show for them.
I know, like Leticia,
Yeah, Leticia,
Gabriel, all of
a
them, they have their
handful
own
of them.
shows, yeah.
And I was on year 3. I did 3 years of it, and it took almost about 4 years though to make all the episodes all season.
Oh, I mean, there's so much back end stuff that goes into all that.
And that's why, like, you know, I'm 30 now, and at 29, I was just kind of, you know, like, okay, I did all those episodes. At 25, I caught that big wave, and, you know, like, we can keep chasing the fun and, you know, getting the clips, but something kind of needs to meet in the middle, and something just seems right about me starting my own brand now.
Yeah.
So, and it just all felt natural. It's very natural, like,
Yeah.
and it's just, it's rad because I go into the shaping room, and me and Bronner, we make the boards. He glasses them. I come back, I go try them out, and I'm like, oh, I know what I like out of this. All right, let's go back. I'm gonna trade this one out and write another one. So that's, you know, it's been a full skimboarding testimony for me this last year. Not even like, well, actually no, I've been doing step offs.
Well, it's been a lot of behind the scenes, I think, this past year.
Yeah, I've just been like,
and you've been,
well, you know, with, you know, starting a business and want to get everybody a skimboard and boards, like, you got to make sure your equipment's good, and so far so good.
Yeah.
So, but
Well, you're the best test dummy.
yeah, I'm the best test
100%.
dummy of my own boards, you know. So like that's basically this whole year is just, you know, dialing the equipment and making sure we're 100% confident with, you know, getting people out their new product.
Yeah, 100%, man. That's gonna be sick. And I know you got a bunch of big plans for later this year, and we're working on a bunch of stuff together, and we're gonna have a mental year.
It's
I think, all
crazy, you
together.
know. Hey, dream big, right?
Dream
You know,
big, man.
That's it. And like,
We'll
just
keep
enjoy
it
the life.
disclosed, but yeah, you got some
Yeah.
big stuff coming this year, right? You
I mean, I
excited or what? You
definitely-
amped up?
Yeah, I definitely have like some big ideas, and you know, you don't want to ever, you know, like shoot yourself in the toe and start claiming what you want to do, but like I'm very excited for 2020.
Yeah,
Break
yeah.
your
To say
collarbone.
that.
That's pretty cool too.
I mean, dude, it's a good way to start the year, but it's also a good way
Yeah, Happy
to.
New Year to Brandon.
Oh, dude, it's one of those things. I've broken so many bones at this point. It's just like,
Not
all
even. It's
right.
been the last 2 years though. He's broken more bones than anything. He's just like been nonstop.
Yeah, but
in
I eat healthy, take care of myself, drink some good coffee. You know,
Yeah, I know the
low-key plug
coffee's
there.
bomb.
Oh, right. Coffee's
Dynamize coffee. Psh,
bomber.
But
I've tasted a lot of coffees.
Bro,
around
we
the
gotta
world.
get you. We gotta get you on a way of drinking a cup of coffee, man. That's the next thing.
Oh yeah.
POV,
that's
POV
done.
mouth
That's
cam,
done.
fucking drinking coffee
Well,
on
what's
the go.
funny is it's ironic you say that because my buddy Rafosky is actually the one who got. If you ever like seen that photo of the guy on the longboard and his like
Yeah,
full-
yeah,
in
yeah.
in a full business suit and he's like drinking the cup of Joe.
yeah.
He shot that photo.
Oh, that's
I don't know
super
if that
rad.
was like Rafosky's idea, but like
He grabbed
he
the
shot
photo,
that photo.
so whatever.
Yeah, he shot that photo. So
No,
we
that was a
just
sick
have
one.
to
Yeah,
do
so
it.
yeah,
So
we'll
this
be
trip we'll
doing
do
some
it
cool
with
stuff.
some Dynamize.
Yeah, some Dynamize, and we'll
But
get it
no,
going.
for real though, out there, the coffee's super bomb. I drink it every day.
He drinks it every day.
Every day.
Every
I
single
drink
day.
it every day.
He has
No
a,
stomach aches, no jitters. That's coming. This is all coming straight from me, like personal use.
no
it's good.
no paid ad. Brad
No paid
Brad
ad.
drinks the coffee.
That
Hey,
ain't
Brad
paid
drinks
ad.
the coffee. You drink the coffee.
Freaking, it's really good. It's really good.
No, we appreciate that, man, and we're stoked to have you on board, and we're stoked for all the upcoming trips and cool things we have going on this year.
Yeah, there's-
Stoked to see this Panama trip too, man. Fly out
There's
Wednesday.
A lot of good things happening. A lot to say, but we'll leave you guys with some surprises coming.
Yeah, some surprises
Yeah.
for sure.
Let's make things awkward for a second
Yeah,
here.
yeah, okay. Make
Like,
it awkward. Let's get awkward.
everything in life, like you've just been kicking ass for so many years now between skimboarding and surfing, shredding, but everyone has their ups and downs.
Definitely.
There's
that's
so many different
definitely-
things where it's like you're on top of the world one moment, but shit goes in your head and you go through highs and lows. And I want to kind of talk about the highs and lows of your life and really what makes you who you are today.
Yeah, like real quick. I mean, we know like your high for right now was that porta bomb that
Yeah,
we showed
yeah.
on the TV. You know what I mean? And then it went really high for a little bit. Have you had a low since then? I know. I mean, like Brandon's saying, I mean, we all go through those highs and lows, and
I think that my attitude at life, I'm always just trying to look for the best.
what's your favorite word, bro? I know your
feeling.
favorite word.
Oh, posi traction all
tell
day,
the
baby.
people.
Posi traction. You
Tell
gotta
the
keep
people.
life positive.
Positive,
man.
posi tractions. Yeah,
Positive attracts.
positive attracts,
so
man.
that's the attraction.
No, I love that.
So,
Yeah.
But the ups and downs, they're definitely like being a skimboarder in general has like been definitely like I said, there's no such thing as a free skimboarder. You know what I mean? And the skim contests aren't like street league skateboarding or NBA basketball.
Well, it's not aired on. Yeah, it's
or
not
even
aired on
WSL
TV. And it's,
surfing,
yeah,
or
it's
even
not.
at that level, it's not. And does it have room for this to happen? completely.
Well, look at Rob Dyrdek when he created the
no,
Street
for
League
sure.
and all that stuff.
He was just a
go back
sponsored
10
skateboarder
years
at one
ago.
point.
He really had nothing. I
Yeah.
think it was like
He was-
2013,
yeah.
7 years ago. And
He
now
made
it
it
just
happen.
blew up.
And he just made sure to stay on radar with skateboarding and
Made it
Like
happen.
it-
We just need
yeah.
a skimboarder to do something in that caliber. But I
You
mean, I
know-
know you've taken it
yeah.
to another level, and you've kind of realized that that industry not essentially is at a halt, but it's kind of stagnant. You know, it's like going anywhere, and that's kind of where you elevated your game. I mean, what, 5 years ago now, 6 years ago,
so
when
the
you got that Puerto
downfall-
bomb.
The downfall of that was there wasn't a downfall, but
Well, you
there
fell
was
off
like,
the skimboarding map in my.
I stopped doing the skim contest
Right.
to like, you know, I was definitely just like, I was keeping that high moment of that Puerto bomb like at a plateau, like just by keeping on traveling and changing the spots. I
Mhm.
wasn't exactly like searching for the next world record or something. I was just like, all right, well, now that we got everyone's attention with the Puerto wave, unintentionally, but it happened.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and the TV show's starting to back me, like, let's just go everywhere and whatever seems awesome and a great place to bring this board and try to keep it above the water, you know, keep the good vibes high. And
Yeah.
you know, I think like the behind all the glitz and glamour you see of everyone's from all the surfers you see shredding and the skateboarders that throw out parts and anyone for that matter, you know,
I think
like,
everyone, yeah. I mean, it applies to everybody.
You
The
got
glitz
your,
and glam,
yeah,
like
you
you're
got
saying.
your times where you're just, you know, you're getting injured along the way, you're getting sick on the good day, your filmer and you are just like, you know, like off a little bit, or you know, because you gotta, you know, it's really important.
Well, there's
to
a lot of
keep
factors that
keep
come
that
into play.
filming, keeping a good relationship with your filmer, and like being able to be day on day of filming and hanging with that person and being a teammate.
And filming
creating-
nonstop. You know, a lot of people don't
creating
know
all this
what
shiny
it takes.
footage that everybody sees.
People don't know what it takes to get that.
Like
you know
they
what I mean?
like and they comment and stuff, but at the end of the day, you're like, dude, these clips are everything.
These
to
clips
me.
are 20
These
seconds, and they
yeah.
took months on months
Yeah,
to make, or whatever it
exactly.
is. That one
So-
perfect scenario, you know.
So the negative part, you know, or the down come part is like just, you know, let's hope my footage moves me somewhere else, like hopefully this like next clip gets me to the next spot and like that, you know, there'd be a lot of moments like that, and the anxiety and like the pressure would run high on me for sure, and it would like kind of like get at me sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, it's
as you get older, the pressure
where you're
gets
trying to
harder,
one up. Yeah, you gotta like, well, what do we gotta do? You know?
constantly pushing your life
And you
forward.
don't want to, and you don't want to, like, you know, safety first, dude. Like, a lot of stuff's dangerous, and the stuff I've done has definitely been dangerous. So, like, you know, you count your blessings. And
Right, like the Puerto
watch your
bomb,
moves.
not wearing a vest or anything like
You
that.
know, I mean, dude, that wasn't even like, it was just happened that way. You know.
No,
But
100%.
after-
No, this
as I
stuff
grow
happens.
older, like, if I go into a situation like that, I'd hope to have my vest.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Try, you know, because honestly, you know, where surfing's moving, everyone's wearing vests these days, you know, when they paddle and stuff, and also in towing. So I think it's just going to help people be more confident to try gnarlier stuff. And
Oh,
I mean,
for sure.
I mean, if it's all about being like macho, you like want to be like the gnarliest waterman out there, like go ahead.
I think it's just
don't
it's
wear
just
a-
it's kind of
don't wear
ignorant.
a-
It's
don't-
arrogant
yeah, well,
to
I mean,
not nowadays.
well, don't
'cause
wear
it's becoming
don't
such a
wear
big
one.
thing.
I mean, I think it's just what anyone takes it for themselves. So it's like, you know, like, hey, if you're on this planet and your like ultimate goal is to like paddle a Jaws wave with no vest on, and you want that thrill,
That high, right,
well,
yeah.
because there is that taking factor. Like
Oh,
taking off
100%.
the vest for sure is gonna give.
Well, it's like
someone a-
taking off a helmet, snowboarding.
Yeah, exactly.
It's, I mean, just a ton of
so
different things.
you know, I think at that point it's preference, you know.
Mhm.
So, but in this day and age, I think a lot of people are accepting it, and most of the pros I see is you all watch the, you know, the WSL big wave events. Like they're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
wearing the vest, and it's only gonna make these guys go like they have the talent. So like, yeah, danger is a factor, but we want to see some good surfing too, right? So
Yeah, well, definitely. I think it elevates everyone's game.
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Everyone's waiting on
And
the
I like
entity to be held this
and
year.
I think that's cool. I think that's
Yeah.
cool that, you know, like
Well, it's that
vests are
confidence
gonna
factor, you know,
yeah,
it gives
it's
you
just
that,
gonna
like-
be like we're just gonna watch surfing evolve faster
Yeah.
with safety. You know,
Definitely.
nothing wrong with.
Oh, with all
being-
the skis out there and all the
Yeah.
ski operators and everything, man,
Exactly.
they're all on it,
So,
you know?
You know, so that day, but in Puerto, it was different because, you know, like surfing down in Mexico, like around that time around that time.
Well, if anyone's ever even been to Mexico, like Mexico's kind of sketchy. Like
well,
we go to Mexico and like
it can be sketchy.
Dude, like we just went to like for a funny example, like we went to this
Oh,
water
yeah,
park,
I
right?
saw that.
Yeah,
You
so
fucking flopped.
I flopped so hard. But we're at this water park, dude. We didn't realize how like there's no rules, bro.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you do whatever the fuck
like,
you want. Like
bring a helmet if you want.
Like,
Like
you
I
should
bet
bring-
you
you
could
should
have worn
bring a
You
helmet.
could have worn a helmet.
No,
And they
straight
wouldn't
up.
even. They would
So-
have been like, good idea.
there was an ambulance below the slide that we're on. It's just a huge slip and slide,
Yeah.
right? And I ate shit. But I mean, just overall the whole park and everything.
Yeah.
Like I mean, we're just drinking all day, doing the most wild stuff on
Yeah.
these water slides and shit. And these water slides, they're like the dark tubes. And whatever engineer came and built this shit, like, had no idea what he was doing.
They're like, oh, let's slap this shit together. We have
Like,
no
dude,
idea.
like you're going down like fucking 30 miles an hour in
And
this
you
dark
guys
tube,
didn't
and you just
think
take a
twice,
hard.
And you still went.
Oh, and you just take a hard right, and next thing you know, you're fucking upside
was it
down
your
in this
first
slide.
one when you just smashed on that? Or
It was a
what?
few. Brandon and I were at the top of the slide, and some other random dude jumped in, and Brandon's like, "All right, I'm going for a gainer in the middle. We're gonna film it." And the other guy on the outside agreed. He was like, triple front flip, and I was like, "All right, fucking bet." I was like, "Well, triple front flip," and. Dude, when you're up that high, going off that volume, I mean, you just lose where you're at. You know what I mean? So I just got all disoriented and all that shit, and thought I was good. And I was like, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know how close I am to the water, whatever's going on. I just
face planted, or
dude,
was
I
it?
went like 2.5, and on that third one, like it was basically a two to a dive,
Oh my
but I didn't know where I was and just
Just
fucking kissed
belly
it, dude.
He
And
came
it,
up,
it cut your head, didn't it?
his
Dude, it
lips,
fucking-
Oh,
like-
it blew
Yeah.
your lips up because that
Blew
was
my
when I
lips
met
out, dude.
you for the first time. Your lips, or no, it was the second time you came to my house.
I
And
came
you
to your
had-
house right
and
after, I
and
think.
Your lip was all cut
where
up.
his
and I'm
lip
like,
connects to his teeth, literally just
Like that
ripped
gum
open.
line just ripped open. But I was like, that
Ooh.
was like I blacked out and gotten like a ton of concussions and stuff. That was the closest I've been to blacking out and not blacking out, bro. Like you know when like
yeah.
your eyes roll in the back of your head and it's all purple because you have
Yeah.
so much blood in your head. It was just fucking purple, dude.
You're
And I was like,
lucky,
last
dude.
thing I'm thinking is like, dude, I'm not getting saved by a
You
lifeguard
might
right
have
now.
Needed like
Are you
Well,
shitting me?
an
Like,
MRI on your brain,
Right?
possibly.
Well, he
Jeez.
came up and he's like, dude, I'm seeing purple. And the first thing going through my head, and I'm like,
Purple.
yo, don't be a
That's
bitch.
not
Pull
good.
it together.
Don't be a bitch.
Well,
No,
as
100%,
soon
that's-
as you let that go in your head, like, oh shit, I'm actually
yeah,
hurt.
for sure, for
It's
sure.
like-
You're done.
Almost every single time I get hurt, I was like, oh shit, I got to go
You
down
gotta
the
keep
mountain.
it
I got to
real.
catch him.
You gotta
no,
keep
yeah,
it real.
you get rattled, but you got to keep it cool and
Yeah.
like just
Because
breathe.
as soon
and-
as you panic or someone shows any kind
This
of
guy last
emotion, it
week
just
is just like blown up.
no, I mean, I think we've all been there. We all have had our injuries and stuff like
Definitely.
that. Like, I mean, I've had
I know
my
that
waves
vibe.
I've
I
gotten
know.
into. You've had
got,
your waves.
You got a straight like
You-
KO
He's had his
feel
waves.
on
Yeah,
that
dude. I
one,
was like,
for
oh,
sure.
KO. But like he's saying, you can't
Oh
let
yeah,
it.
no.
You can't let it like
Take
hit
over
you that hard.
Can't
You
let
know,
it take. You
like,
can't let the fear of
especially get saved. And I think we all have like those egos. Like every once in a while, like you have to get saved if you're in
Yeah.
that type of scenario.
like, yeah.
But like especially that scenario, like I'm not gonna fucking let a lifeguard jump in and grab me.
Right.
Like I know how to swim. Like I can fucking swim. We're good.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
he can't swim.
I can't swim actually. I got floaties on. But no, dude. Just like I mean, pushing the limits. I mean that's a dumb scenario because
Yeah.
that's a water park. But I mean we've all been there with injuries and everything else going on.
Tijuana water park. Yeah. Bring your helmet, elbow,
Oh, for sure.
elbow and knee pads for sure.
Oh, guarantee.
For sure. But yeah, Mexico is sketchy. I wasn't wearing a vest because I was used to surfing beach breaks with no vest.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
in general.
What's the scariest situation you've ever been in your life? Surfing, skimming, one or the other,
I
where
think,
it's
like-
like you just went under and you were like, "Oh shit, am I browning out?" Like starting to brown out, not
Yeah, I
quite
know
black
that
out,
vibe,
and
yeah.
yeah.
Might have been like, surfing. There's definitely been a few for me. It's never been like in the moment of riding the wave. It's been like one time when I was 23, when I first started coming to Hawaii, I hit my back pretty bad at Pipeline,
Yeah,
and dude, that shook me pretty bad.
yeah.
Like really bad. Like definitely like put life in perspective real quick to me. I didn't even go on. It was bombing that day. There was definitely some roll-ins, but I went for one that was like kind of too inside, and I mean, I don't know what that means, if that's bad or good, but this one was inside, and
the set was
I
just
ate
rolling
it.
in,
No,
right?
I
Oh.
ate it on the takeoff. I just like picked my net, like I just nose dove right when I took off, and
Thrown straight
I just
over the
ate
falls.
it immediately, and went around, and my back just hit the reef, and it was like very unpronounced pain to myself.
Yeah.
And I was kind of tripping out. But other than that, I would say probably that one we were watching earlier where I went straight. Like, that swim was the gnarliest swim I've ever had to deal with. In the ocean, for sure. Like, like, nobody filmed my swim. Not that, like, you know, no one was, like, looking for me to, like, oh, he's going to swim. Let's film this. So,
but for a moment, you just had that
after that
shit
wave,
moment, and you're just like...
There were, like, non-stop sets.
Yeah.
And I was just swimming, like... It was crazy, dude. Like, I remember I was, like, swimming really deep as I could ever swim under these waves because they were so big.
Yeah.
I was, like, and I had no leash, no board. I was just, you know, swimming. So, like, I was just going as deep as I could because I knew if the whitewash underwater caught my back at all, it would just take my energy. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, you want to just get under that cloud as... I guess that's the way I see it, you know? Like,
completely.
When the wave breaks and just destroys, like, you just want to get as under that cloud and untouched by it as you could. And I remember that one, like, dude, I was doing everything on my power, like, last drop of air to the deepest of my ears about to pop, like, to get under these things. So
100%. I've been there huge when I was at the wedge. Like, what was that, like 2 years ago now?
The wedge has that vibe.
Dude, well, like,
has that vibe. Like,
I mean, being from Oahu, so I was used to, like, keikis and stuff like that.
It's very similar.
Very similar, but at the same time, it was completely different. Like, all I heard about after the fact, because I got hurt at the wedge 2 seasons ago, was you dive straight down and grab the sand, right? But at keikis and stuff like that, and in Hawaii, like, I kind of, you get an understanding for the wave and your environment and what's going on, and you kind of, like, know what to do and what scenario you're in. It was my first time ever at the wedge, and it was like, what was it, 20 feet, 25 feet, something like that?
Yeah, it was
and I had,
wait, did you take the swan out there?
Dude, I didn't take anything. I just swam out there.
You didn't even have fins on.
I didn't even have fins. Like, the lifeguards, lifeguards were like, dude, you're not coming out here. Like, there's no way, right? But I just kind of finessed into the water.
Okay, whatever.
Finessed in the water, got out there. And it's only like, there's like 15 footers rolling in. I'm in a really good zone where I'm at. And this set out the back comes, and I don't have fins, so I can't swim fast enough to get out of the impact zone, essentially. Right. So I'm just chilling in the impact zone. I'm like, okay, this thing's fucking going to break on my head. Right? So I swam down, but I did not swim down far enough. And, you know, it just throws you in that.
It grabs you.
It grabs you, and it just like, dude, the weirdest thing happened. Just the cloud grabbed me, and it just contorts my body in the weirdest way possible. I ended up fucking up my collarbone and breaking 2 ribs, and it was just, it fucking was miserable.
Well, that's the thing there is it's so...
It sucked.
So you both have broken your collarbone. So
yeah, mine wasn't as gnarly as his, though.
Mine, from other mothers.
Oh, yeah, we're homies for sure. But, no, definitely,
which
like...
collarbone did you break?
It was this side.
Oh, see?
It was all... Dude, this whole side just got, like, contorsed, bro.
Leg
it was
for
like...
a leg over here.
Well, he came home, and he's like, dude, I got fucked up today. I don't feel good. And I'm just like...
Oh, you didn't even know it was broke, huh?
You're fine.
I couldn't breathe,
and
bro.
And then he woke up that next day, and I'm like, oh, damn, this kid is messed up.
Dang.
I was fucked up for a while, bro, because it hit me, and you instantly know when something like that's wrong, right?
Heavy,
especially 2 ribs. And I'm all the way out there with no fins or anything, right?
Yeah.
And it was just me and my buddy. My buddy has 2 fins, and I'm like, bro, I need a fin. He gives me one of his fins, and I'm still treading water. And that was the first wave of the set. So I'm like, I still got to catch 3 more on my fucking dome.
Definitely.
So I caught 3 more on my dome.
Fin, huh?
Yeah, I got that fin. I got that fin after the set, though.
Yeah.
So I just had to handle that set,
and then you
which I was able to do. But I was, dude, the first wave is what cracked me.
You were pretty far out.
I was pretty far out. Yeah. I mean, I got hit. I was in the impact zone when that set came and just cracked me on the skull and fucked me up underwater. And then I had to catch a wave to get in, because in that type of scenario, if you've never been out in big shore break, right? Oh,
Did you try to play it off like you walked?
I was trying to play it off so good. I was like, I literally couldn't breathe.
That's kind of what happened to me at Pipeline. Like when I hit my back.
Oh, you play it off.
I'm that guy. I'm like, dude, I could barely walk, and I was like,
but
I couldn't just. Lifeguard, I just didn't want to be that guy.
No, you're not that guy, right?
Wedge is like high profile too. Like for the people that don't know,
super
it's
high
like
profile.
So many people are there with their cameras and everything. So like, but you know
what?
So, next time when you're feeling hurt, go to that lifeguard.
No, so I just like, so I had to catch a wave in. You have to catch a wave in to get in, because it sucked.
At that point, you can't.
So hard. It's like a river.
Get any help, anyways. Like,
yeah, so I just got in. I get in. I walk up the beach all nonchalant, and I sit down, dude. And I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm like, this is. I was like something, but you know, it's like something's wrong. Like I didn't know what was wrong, but I was like, dude, something's wrong. Like this sucks.
Yeah.
And like, So I was just cruising on the beach trying to catch my breath for a while, and I was like, dude, I literally can't breathe. I was like, this is just fucked up. But I got home later that night, and I was like, yeah, I told Brandon, I was like, dude, I got fucking work today, right? And then, next thing you know, bro, I was just kind of like bedridden for like 2 months, just trying to take it easy.
Did you just naturally heal, or did you?
Yeah, just naturally. I just slinged
Well,
up.
there's
and
nothing they can do for a lot.
They can't
of
do
that
shit.
stuff,
Wait,
but
you didn't break your collarbone. You broke your
my ribs, and my collarbone was just like
you
fractured.
did kind of. So,
I'd assume.
Well, that is a break.
Yeah.
Fracture.
But I mean, I was just slinged up
So
for
how
like
do
2
you
months.
feel now? You feel alright?
Oh, I'm fucking cruising now. I feel great.
pretty
Yeah.
ugly.
Smooth
Though.
it.
All
Pretty
right.
ugly, but yeah, I'm
That's
cruising.
not
But
very
yeah, I
nice.
mean, just like unpredictable stuff. You know what I mean? Like I've been out in giant waves, and,
Yeah, and you're not hurting.
dude. Next thing you know,
Oh yeah.
flip
oh,
of a
not-
switch, dude, and you
definitely.
you can really get put in a
We
weird
must
scenario.
have to stay humble to the ocean.
Yeah,
So
no, for
once
sure.
You,
Well,
only no. What was it that one? Someone told me once. It was like, if you're not, or if you don't fear the ocean. Wait, let me think about this. It's
If you're not scared of the ocean, though, you're a trip. Like, cause I
Yeah,
think
no,
every
like-
I think
Well, no,
every
no.
surfer
if
in the world
There's no
if
winning.
you're a
scared
good
at one point.
surfer, you're scared of the ocean. Like
Oh, for
you know
sure,
what I
It's
dude.
a respect.
No,
thing.
what it was, it's like it's not dumb to be scared of the ocean. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
smart to be scared of the ocean because taking like precaution before you enter the ocean, like it'll keep you from breaking your ribs.
Well, and then
it'll keep
we
you
all
from-
try and like push our limits stuff.
You
Like
know?
I've almost died
you
out of
gotta meet
keikis
the
before.
medium. You gotta be right in the middle. You know. Like,
Yeah, but you got to fear the ocean. You got to like
Yeah,
Brandon's saying, you
well,
got to have that respect.
yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Because like everyone thinks they can handle it. Like I did that swan video.
Yeah.
Next bigger swell, it was like 5 feet bigger, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking beat my
You got
own.
blown up.
I'm gonna beat my own record. I got out there, I almost fucking drowned to death. And the lifeguard was like, dude, I wasn't gonna be able to save you. Like you were gone. If you didn't get out before that next wave came, you were gone. And I was like, big facts. I
Oh,
was like
dang.
100%. So
I
I
know
got
that.
out.
Keikis gnarly because it's so deep and it.
Dude,
just
well, I
keeps
got out of the
keeps you in
water.
the
I've never
trench.
kicked so hard in my fucking life because I was just going out to test it out to see if I
Yeah.
could get out there and do something with it.
Oh.
And I got out, and I was just fucking out of breath completely. I was like, bro, that was fucking like
Just
I would have died.
beasted it.
I would have died. And the lifeguard like confirmed that. He was like, you would have died. So it's just having that respect factor and realizing like, damn, I've done this a million
Second
times.
chance. Christian got
Yeah,
a
dude.
second chance.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Second chance, but
He's
yeah,
back. He's
like,
here.
Done everything a million times or whatever it is, but you can always get caught in that one scenario. Like I'm sure you could go back to Porto in that same scenario, but if something doesn't line up, dude,
honestly,
it's fucking gnarly. Like
people fall off surfboards in one foot
that was-
water and
yeah.
break their necks.
that's what I'm saying.
So
right?
it's like doesn't even matter about the wave. It's like the ocean in itself. It's
Yeah.
just respect it.
That was one of the gnarliest times I've been messed up. It was surfing off the wall, dropped,
really?
went left, just
Oh,
racing it.
yeah.
To
Jamie
Yeah,
O'Brien
yeah.
told me one time, "Don't go left and off the wall." I mean,
Yeah.
people do it, and I've seen it. It's been done, but he told me
And-
that one time, and I actually hit the same spot on my back like 5 years later.
no shit.
See,
And
mine,
it wasn't that bad, but like,
mine was my tailbone. So
See,
I ended
yeah,
up
you hit it.
getting sucked over the falls.
and you went left though,
And
yeah.
I went left and just landed on the reef and landed right on my tailbone, but hard enough to knock
That's
the
where I
wind,
hit my back.
hard
right on
enough
the
to
tailbone.
knock the wind out of me. And then all of a sudden, sets are just lining up. And I literally probably took 15 waves on the head back to back, and I couldn't go under.
Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah.
And
Was
I'm
it
in the-
bombing?
Yeah, I was in
Oh,
like
dang.
2 feet of water, so I'm trying to go under these waves, and they're just dragging me across the reef. But I couldn't
Jeez.
get far enough inside to get in, and I'm just like standing on the reef at this point, like bloody mess. Like this
Oh my
sucks.
gosh.
There's nothing you could do, and it wasn't one of the biggest days where it's breaking second,
Yeah, you
third reef, but it
unexpected
was just
Oh
like
no, when I hit like the second time I hit my back, it was on a left out off the wall, and it was like 3 feet. It was like 3 or 4 feet. It wasn't even big at all.
Yeah, but it's just so shallow right
It's
there. It's just
shallow.
it's a sketchy zone overall.
and I just lost all my energy.
Much
and
respect to
yeah.
everybody that surfs that wave.
Yeah, for sure.
All those waves.
100%. So yeah, I mean, you're just getting pinned by waves. And
Yeah.
You're stuck on the reef. You're just white water, white water, white water.
So
Yeah.
what happened? Did you make it to the beach?
Well, yeah.
Did you swim in or what?
Well,
what'd
I
you do?
was sitting there for like 10, 15 minutes, and I'm literally standing there, and I see Kelly running down the beach, and I'm just like,
Slater.
yeah, and I'm just like, I look like such a bitch right now, just
Oh,
getting
he helped
work.
you out?
No, he didn't help me out.
Oh.
He was just staring. But I
He
end
was
up,
like, damn, that kook's dead.
and then I finally end up getting the beach, and everyone just like staring at me like, damn, dude, you're getting fucking worked. And I'm just out of breath, and I'm like, yeah, I know, we're all good. Like, just trying to
But
play.
nothing broken.
But nothing was broken. I was
But,
just,
but your tailbone was
I
done
was
for the
just
season.
bleeding.
Oh yeah,
over
you just
the
get
place.
put in the cheese
It
grater.
was the bottom of my feet got completely like shredded open. My tailbone was a big bloody mess. I have pictures of it somewhere. And then I cut a big chunk on my back. But other than that, shit happens. You just got to keep moving forward.
Dang. Well, we got to get through this little bump here.
I know, and then we got to go chase some good
waves.
waves.
Yeah, and then you'll be back on.
No, we got some good stuff coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, this year. I mean,
Patience is a virtue. We got
Patience is a virtue.
The waves will be coming.
Yeah, and
every
then
day.
Shout out Brad for coming out here. Stoked to have you on board. Stoked to have you on the team.
We'll do more of these. This is just the first one. We're getting a little, taste
we got
test.
some fun stuff going on.
We'll come back after Panama.
We come back after Panama. I'll do a little recap.
Yeah, exactly.
A little Panama recap, and then
stoked to be here.
Stoked to be here. Stoked to have you on,
Yeah.
and we appreciate it, Brad. We'll wrap it up.
Thanks, guys.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in to We Are Dynamize, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Right on.
Right on.